Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to just sit and chat with you guys today about our new channel name and Instagram handle, and also just touch on a couple of questions that you guys had since my last video last Monday, where I shared with you guys our 3 huge announcements for our family. So if you missed that video, you're probably gonna wanna go back and watch it. But I told you guys as my 3rd announcement in that video that I would be changing the name to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina and I am a mom of 5 kids. I am now a former public school teacher. I taught 10th grade English at the public high school in our city, and during the shutdown, we started homeschooling and absolutely fell in love with it. So I pulled my kids out of public school and we homeschooled, and I absolutely love homeschooling and teaching and learning and family and all of those things. Recently, the biggest changes have been that I resigned from my public school teaching position. Thought was actually going to end up being me being a full-time stay-at-home homeschooling mom, but God had other plans. And so long story short, I am now a middle school ELA teacher at a small private Christian school about 2 minutes from our house. So I'll be teaching 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade ELA this year. I have very small classes. So that was one of the questions I got on the last video, was how many kids will be in my classes. So I can tell you my smallest class is 6 and my largest class is 11. So although my kids will be in a school, they are still going to be in a very small community, and I will still be their teacher. My 1st grader obviously will not be in my ELA classes, but she will be in my husband's gym classes, because if you missed it, he also is the part-time athletic director and PE teacher here at this same school. So I am coming to you live from my new classroom, so you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek of behind my desk. But that brings me to one of the questions that I got over on Instagram was, am I going to be doing a classroom reveal and tour? And the answer is yes. Either the end of this week or beginning of next week, whenever I have that video ready, because it will be a busy week for us with lots of change, lots of transition, lots of really great stuff coming this week, but not sure I'll have that video out for you guys this week. So you're getting a little sneak peek of what it looks like in here while I finish up some finishing touches in the room today. But I wanted to take a minute to film this video for you guys to answer those questions that you shared with me over on Instagram, and to talk to you a little bit about our channel name change. So before I jump into the rest of the questions, there weren't a ton of them, or I should say there weren't a ton of different ones. A lot of them were kind of similar questions. So our new name, which you've probably seen it either here or on Instagram, our new name is Rooted Home Life. I told you guys that it was not going to be a huge change. And I also shared in that last video that it's really something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and something that I wished that I had done from the beginning, which was not having homeschooling in our name. Although we are largely a homeschooling channel and have been, we also share a lot of like family life, day in the life, faith, motherhood, some cooking, all of those kinds of things. And so I kind of regretted it a little bit calling it Rooted Homeschool, because I also didn't want to exclude anyone who wasn't homeschooling. I wanted it to be a place where everyone felt included and welcome. So that's why we changed it to Rooted Home Life. You'll notice that on the logo it says Rooted Home Plus Life, and that's because it's not just going to be home life. Which also brings me to like a little bit of the reasoning in the logo. So I didn't like the sound of Rooted Home Plus Life, but I felt like just Rooted Home Life didn't really capture everything that I planned to share on our channel, which I would love to share more of, like our teaching journey and our private school journey and all of those things. So I felt like Rooted Home Life kind of made it seem like it would just be our home life, which it's not. So I do believe that like having a rooted home life is what allows you to kind of be successful and productive and healthy in all of those other areas of your life, right? So that rooted piece is still who we are, and it's still so important to us to be rooted and grounded in God's love. And that's where Rooted Homeschool started. and that's where we're going to continue to grow. And so technically it's Rooted Home Plus Life, but you'll just hear me refer to it as Rooted Home Life. But that's where the little plus comes in, is because we plan to share all different aspects of our lives and just let our channel kind of grow and develop organically. And the same with our Instagram. I know that it's usually smart, like branding and business, to have a niche, but that's really not my desire, and my heart is to have a strong niche. It's just to really like share our lives, and our lives encompass home, family, faith, motherhood, learning, whether it be homeschool or whether it be the learning that will take place here, the teaching and learning that will take place here at the school. So I'm going to jump into some of the questions. I think that pretty much explains the logo. I wanted to keep the Rooted, although I did play around with a couple other ideas. I wanted to keep the Rooted, and I wanted it to stay close to the same name because I don't want you guys to think this is a complete overhaul or change. You really aren't going to stop seeing anything you were seeing before, other than maybe like full-time homeschooling, but you'll still be seeing lots of the same content. So I'm going to jump into some of the questions that you guys had. I had questions about, are we doing hybrid schooling, meaning some school at school and some at home? Yes and no. Technically, they are going to get a full education here in terms of what is required for their education. However, we do plan to continue with a lot of the homeschooling that we do at home, just not every subject. So we'll still do like our unit studies. For example, we're still going to do gather around farming and food because we're not learning that here. My son, who's a 13-year-old, and he's going to be attending as an 8th grader, we were going to be homeschooling him as a 9th grader. So the beauty is he'll be able to earn 3 9th grade credits here at the school, but we will also kind of fill in some of those credits with him at home with electives or maybe any core areas where he feels like he may need more of a challenge, which he might not. But we are just gonna kind of see how we feel. We're gonna get comfortable and then see where we think we wanna add in those credits for him. He'll kind of be like an 8/9th grader. For my 1st grader and my 5th grader, they will just be jumping in on like the fun unit studies and music studies and different things that we just want to study, and we'll still be doing like our read alouds and our hands-on activities and all of those things. With my almost 3-year-old, he's only going to be here 3 days a week for a couple of hours, so we'll continue to do some tot schooling and preschooling stuff with him as well. That brings me to another one of the questions you guys had was, will I still be sharing curriculum and affiliate links and discount codes and all of that? Yes, I absolutely will. I still am affiliated with all of the brands that I was before, which are pretty much all small businesses, either mama run or homeschool mama run or small family run businesses. I love supporting them, especially when I love their products, and I love sharing those things with you guys as well. And I love you guys being able to get a discount from it. And so yes, I still will be sharing those things. I think I'll be sharing probably just as much curriculum because I'll be using some of the same curriculum here, and then I'm also going to be using some other curriculum here that I hadn't used before that I know some homeschoolers do use, and then maybe I'll be sharing some curriculum that you guys don't know about. So if you're interested in like a curriculum video sharing the curriculum that I'll be using for my middle school ELA classes here, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so I can share with you guys like at least 4 grades, and then obviously I'll still be doing stuff with my 1st grader even though I don't have to, and I'll still be doing tot schooling stuff with my 3-year-old. So I still have a wide range of things to share with you guys, so that is not going anywhere. So let me know down below, guys, if you're interested to know what I'll be using here for grammar and writing and literature and all of those things. Another question that I had was, how do the kids feel about going back to school? I was thinking about doing a video with them in it and my husband, and maybe I will do in a future like a check-in, like how it's going. But for right now, I can share with you that they're very excited. They're a little bit nervous. I think the fact that it is not a public school and it is not a big school, there are some bigger private Christian schools in our area that seem like wonderful schools. It's just not the environment that I was looking for, and it also isn't anything I was actually looking for, nor is it something in our budget. So if you missed that last video, my kids were gifted a scholarship by an anonymous donor. We still don't know who it is, to be able to come to school this year, because my husband and I were going to take these positions and then still continue to homeschool unless the Lord showed us otherwise, and he showed us in a pretty big way very clearly. So that is why they'll be here in the school this year. This is a walking by faith situation in a lot of ways, one of which is we don't know what next year brings. So my husband and I plan to be here. We would love for the kids to come, but we don't know that there's going to be another donor or the same donor that's going to want to do that all over again. So we could possibly be homeschooling again next year, and we're totally at peace with that too. And we're just trusting God, which this has actually been a faith builder for me in so many ways. But one way that I'll share is just me needing to be a planner. I need to have things planned out in my mind. Like when I started homeschooling and we fell in love with it, it was my hardcore plan to just continue homeschooling all of the kids all the way through high school until they go to college or trade school or start their own business or whatever it is they desired to do and whatever the Lord had for them as a plan. And this is teaching me in a whole new way on another level that is just not how it works. And so I don't know what next year is going to look like, and I am learning every day more and more to have peace in that and walking by faith and not by sight. And so that's what we're doing. That's where we are this year. And so yes, affiliate links, yes, curriculum, possibly more curriculum, because I'll be sharing with you guys, if you're interested, what I'm using here and what we're doing in class. I feel like there's a lot of crossover. There's some crossover between like public school and homeschool in terms of a lot of things, teaching style and curriculum and ideas and resources and all of those things. But I think there's much more crossover between a small environment, private Christian school, and homeschooling. So I'm really excited to kind of like bring these things together and share with you guys and all of those things. So the biggest change, I guess, is that there will be a little bit more of like teacher content on my channel, I guess. But like I said, I feel like a lot of that, maybe not all of it, but a lot of that will still apply to homeschool moms and being able to maybe get some ideas for things you can still do at home with your own kids. Because let's be honest, some of you have as many children as I will have in one of my classes, which is amazing. So anyways, I think that kind of touches on everyone's questions that you guys had. I didn't want this to be a very long video, but I just wanted, again, a chance to say thank you, to explain our channel changes and our Instagram name change, and answer any initial questions that you guys have. Obviously, you can ask any questions you want anytime, but I just wanted to, in the transition, just kind of chat with you guys. So I need to get back to finishing up this classroom to get ready for our students. On Tuesday night, we will be doing a meet the teacher and a school supply drop off, and then Wednesday we start school. So I have some work to do in here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help my little channel here on YouTube, and it lets me know what videos you guys are enjoying. If you're new here, please introduce yourself down in the comments below. I really love to get to know you guys and make connections, and I'm super thankful for the connections that I've made with all of you moms and families so far. If you have any other questions, definitely drop them down below. If you can connect to what I've shared with you today in any way, definitely let me know. And I super appreciate all of the encouragement and all of the prayers and the comments and the DMs over on Instagram that all of you guys have sent me. It truly does mean the world to my family. I've read so many of them to my husband and my kids, and it has blessed them as well. So thank you so much. If you are not subscribed, I would love if you'd click that subscribe button, click the notifications bell so that you know when we have a new video coming out. I have a day in the life coming up for you guys later in the week, which was one of my most requested videos for September. And that's gonna be a collaboration with one of my sweet friends, Kristen, over at My Cathedral Garden. So I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos, and until next time, stay rooted.